My friends, a major category of Jewish holidays are the pilgrimage festivals described in this Shabbat's Torah portion, Parashat Emor, as celebrating both agricultural festivals and historical events in the history of the Jewish people. These three holidays were set aside in biblical times for people to travel to the Holy Temple in Jerusalem. These three festivals, these Shalosh Regalim, are Passover, Shavuot, and Sukkot. Similarly, the national calendar in Israel is now populated by three major holidays, a recent collection that define and set aside this time of year in Israeli society. Three holidays bundled together within 1 week: Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Remembrance Day; Yom HaZikaron, Memorial Day for Fallen Soldiers and Terrorist Victims; and Yom HaAtzmaut, Israel Independence Day, this year marking the 75th anniversary of the founding of the Jewish state. Yom HaShoah and Yom HaZikaron, the collective mood is one of remembrance. Yom HaAtzmaut is one of celebration. I recently came across an article by Dr. Sergio Pergola, professor at Hebrew University in Jerusalem and well-known academic in the field of Jewish demographics. He asserted that if not for the Holocaust, today's Jewish population would likely be 32 million. He suggests that the extermination of 6 million Jews had several long-term consequences. First, the destruction of cultural frameworks and institutions, preventing Jews from meeting each other, marrying, and having children. Second, that in post-war Europe, there was a rise in intermarriage that was seen as a safe way of escaping oppressors. Third, in the Holocaust, male victims outnumbered the female ones. And fourth, the murder of 1.5 million Jewish children in a population that had such a high proportion of young people. Professor Pergola concludes his study by saying, and I quote, "The Holocaust struck a mortal blow, particularly at the Jews of Europe, because of their especially young age structure, and particularly the number of children." Yom HaShoah, our most recent day of remembrance, let us recall that the Holocaust was the destruction of an entire generation, and what we are lacking now is not only that generation, but it is their children, and their children as well. Conversely, Yom HaAtzmaut is a day of rejoicing. We celebrated last week's report that the state of Israel is at the cusp of reaching a population of 10 million, a 12-fold increase since its founding 75 years ago. Close to 200,000 children were born last year in Israel. 28% of the population is below the age of 14. The population projections: 11 million by 2030, 13.2 million by 2040, 15.2 million by 2048, Israel's centenary. And this dramatic, radical growth of Israel's population has enabled Israel's unparalleled global success and leadership in the military, economic, technological, scientific, and cultural spheres, celebrating the resurrection of the Jewish nation from the depths of darkness and despair, as we just concluded the threefold High Holy Days season of contemporary Israeli life. Shabbat Shalom.